Greetings, YouTube. This is Guy in the Back Seat, if you want to find me on Dual Network, or Paul from DoomVeilerGames. I have a bit of a rant here about certain few cards that I think should not exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, or at least don't deserve to be, printed. Sorry, Iska31, if you guys want to check out his channel, he has the stuff that he hates. This is kind of like that, only a little better. So we'll start out with the one that everybody wants banned. Or at least I at least want banned, and all my friends do. This is what I call good game. Pretty much, you win if you play this card properly. If it's late game, you take their monster that's blocking you and just attack with whatever you need to kill them. It's great because you can grab their Cristea and then normal summon and punch when they were waiting for you to use Honest on you to win. So this card can spell game. And with Exceeds, and with Synchros, and even the Heroes with their fusion bullcrap, this card is too good in the meta. The fact that they reprinted a watered down version that wasn't exactly watered down from the original Change of Heart kind of frightens me. It's cost free, it hits the field, you take their face down, and because it doesn't stipulate that you can't change position, it says you can flip it and use their Raikou and mill your cards. And then you can just summon and sync because that's what you do in Yu-Gi-Oh. Or you can normal summon the tour guide and search and then get the new tour bus because you know how great tour bus is. And then you can overlay for Zen mains with their monster where they don't get their monster back and just win the duel because this card will either win you the duel or swing the game in your favor so much. Personally, I prefer Brain Control limited and disband just because Brain Control can't hit face downs. And this card can hit face downs. And face downs are supposed to protect you, they're supposed to save you. Yeah, not with this card legal. Second up, the three-headed terror. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Now if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, like we at DoomVeiler play Street Yu-Gi-Ohs, you don't neg off this card, which was the idea behind its design. You should invest 3 cards to get rid of 3 cards and have 1 monster. That makes sense. So it's kind of like a Caius, only like a super duper duper Caius that you can play from anywhere, provided that you have its materials. And it just hits the field, and you know what? You hit that Treeborn in their graveyard, and you hit their face down Spirit Reaper, and you hit the 1 card in their hand that was going to save them next turn, like Dark Hole or Monster Reborn, because that's what this card does. If you don't know what this card does, you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. And when we had it at 3, it scared me. Then they put it down to 1 like it should have been, but now it's become such a problem because if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, you're not gonna play this, by investing a whole bunch of resources. You're gonna bring back crap from the graveyard. You're gonna sync with the stuff that you didn't have to use your normal summon or play your spells for, and then you're gonna get to pop 3 cards for free, and then you're just gonna punch for 27 and win the duel. Because you'll hit the Fader in their hand that was going to save them, or you're going to hit the Gores, or because when people play this against me, they always luck with it and hit the Gores in my hand, or the Fader in my hand, or the freaking Trag in my hand that's going to save me, but I don't get to get saved now because this card says no. Screw you, Konami. I take Brio at 2 over this card at 1. Next. As you can see, I've been over an extra deck card, been over some spell. Now we're moving on to the monster, which I call the Swiss Army knife of screw you. This card is stupid. Konami, you had it at 3, you put it at 2. You put it at 1, and the deck's still topping. The deck still wins everything that it plays because this card exists, in my opinion. Okay? Because this card is dumb. Because you can say, on your turn, this is Lone Fire Blossom, if you don't know by now, but I'm just going to say, Lone Fire Blossom, there's no card like this in any other deck. And what I mean is, if this card's effect exists in Heroes, Heroes would top every format. Because this card says you contribute a plant type monster. Now mind you, this card can dodge Skill Drain. If you aren't familiar that by tributing it, it's gone, and then it comes, and then you get to play more stuff. Because Skill Drain, if they play Skill Drain, you can just play this and then tribute it, and because it's in the grave, its effect happens, and you play Titanium and you win. So we have this card. Now the obvious plays that Plant Synchro plays is they're either going to hit Dandy or they're going to hit Spore. Because Spore is that good, but I won't complain about Spore or Bulb because they would not be good without this card's existence. Because you can play this, and guess what? If they popped your Dandy token, if they popped your Dandelion last turn, they can get two tokens, and then they can summon this and tribute a token and play freaking Titanium, or play Spore, and then sync with it, and then they get a freaking level 4 Synchro, which nobody plays Harmony on, but who gives a crap, and then they can banish this, bring back the Spore, and then Synchro with that, and make a freaking level 8, and you don't want a Stardust on turn 1 to deal with, because it's that good. This card is versatile, because, like, and if anybody's played Gigavice, oh my god, you have to deal with this card every turn if they're playing good Gigavice, because they're gonna pitch this with a card effect like 1-for-1, bring out Glow Up Bulb, then they're gonna special summon it with Monster Reborn, and then they're gonna tribute it to bring out Gigaplant, and then they're going to second summon Gigaplant and bring this back, and then play another plant, and then sync with the bulb, and then bring back the bulb, and then sync with that, and it's just stupid. This card should not exist. I want a warrior. I want a warrior that says you can tribute any warrior on the field and special summon a warrior. I mean, Deep Sea Diva, kinda, no, it sucks compared to this. There's not a fish that does this. There's not a sea serpent that does this. There's not a warrior. There's no beast warrior. I mean, Glads would go insane with that. I mean, a beast warrior Glads? Tengu? No, of course not. No, that would make sense. If Konami's going to give a card like this so much power, they need to make one for every type. You know, they need to make one for every type. Every type needs a Lone Fire Blossom at 1. And then all decks will be even. But because they're topping, they have this card. And I swear, Konami, if you put this back at 2, I'm going to find you and punch you in the face. So that's my rant about that card. God, I hate you. Anyway. Now, the next card is a bit of a question. And people were asking me why the hell I would put this in. This card is probably the most broken trap in the game right now. How many minutes am I at? 6 minutes. Thanks, guys. So anyway, this card is annoying to me because it's a cost-free counter trap. Now before we go into any, mine can be long. Shut up, Joel. So anyway, before we go into anything else, let's just explain. In terms of cost-free counter traps, the only ones that exist are Black Horn of Heaven, which misses timing 90% of the time. Magic Drain, which your opponent can stop. Dark Bribe, which gives your opponent a plus, kind of. Actually, they break even, but they get a plus because they get to draw, and you had to use a card and stop their one card, and they'll just draw the second MST. And the last one is Smashing Horn, which I hate you, Konami. So anyway, this one is cost-free in my opinion because it's a Glad card. Oh yes, it is the Chariot. It is. What did I call this one? What did I call this one? Divine Wrath with no cost. Divine Wrath is not mained in players' decks because it requires a discard, and Sinister Serpent is not legal. So, you have Gladiator Beast War Chariot, which says, hey, you have a Glad? Guess what? You can stop your opponent's entire play and destroy their monster. It's not just stop the effect like Effect Veiler, which is okay. It says blow the crap up. You can stop Stardust with this. You can stop Tengu with this. You can stop everything with this because it's counter speed and negates the activation of a card's effect, which is just stupid. And what happens if they have a Glad Beast? That's not a cost because Glads are always going to have a Glad Beast. It doesn't matter what they're doing. So what does this mean? If they have 2 of this card set, you will lose the duel because you can't special summon BLS because they'll just negate his activation of his effect and blow him up. And if they try to swing twice, you just negate his activation and blow it up. And that's just stupid. Cards like this don't exist. It can be activated in damage stuff. You can hit Honest with this. You can hit Trag with this. You can hit Gores with this. You can hit everything with this because it's that good. It's a counter speed Divine Wrath with no cost. To not have a cost on a Divine Wrath is stupid. That's why Divine Wrath has a cost. That's why Divine Wrath isn't main, because you have to discard a card and nobody has hands anymore. So moving on, I'm going to move on to my ruling rant. Now this ruling rant is about this card because Goes and Match is an amazing tech against Glads. Unfortunately, me and my friends here figured out a little trick that Glads can do. And that's the fact that, you know, just to point out, Bestiari. Is there another Winged Beast? Equest, right?
Equest.
Okay, you can, or another Wind, because this targets attributes. Okay, so Rivalry makes Bestiari a very bad draw, because you can only have one other one. But the point here is that this card should make it where you can only play Winds. But because Goes and Match is in play, if you have a Wind in deck, you can tag Bestiari and play any other Glad as long as this card is in your deck. Did you guys get that? Yeah, you can play this. And if this is in deck, you can say, look, it's in my deck, but I'm going to tag this and play Morello because it's a different element because there's no elements on the field now. That's dumb. Dumb. Oh, and furthermore, the contact ruling rules let's say Bestiari is set, and let's say Darius is set, and let's say you normal summon this and goes and matches in play. Guess what, people? They can say, well, we're going to reveal these and tag for Herc, and it's legal, because he was the only one that had an element on the field when the tag commenced, and you only have to reveal these to be targets. Why Konami gets a because Konami says so ruling out of Glads is beyond me, and I don't believe that they should exist with this trick. And another ruling that I've heard recently is if you play Darius and you special summon this from the graveyard and you overlay with Darius, say with your guy here, and you play an Xyz or you sync with Darius, then this guy gets his effect now. What? This guy says no effects. This guy says he only gets his effect if he has an effect, but this says he doesn't have an effect. But if he goes away, now he has an effect. How does that make sense? That never makes sense. Thank you, Konami, for your because Konami says so rulings on these guys and on this guy. And these guys can tag around skill drain too, which is just stupid. Skill drain misses timing with Glads and Lone Fire. And if they ever find a way to incorporate these two in the deck, I'm just gonna cry and quit Yu-Gi-Oh. So anyway, and furthermore, just Herc with this. Good game. I'm sorry, you can't even normal summon because everything has a freaking effect when it hits table nowadays. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm sweating now. It's too long. I hate you too because you pulled that out and give me it again. And it's like, oh, summon. Oh, look, now it's on my field. You lose. I hate you, Konami. Subscribe to me, please. DoomVeilerGames. Click the button. Hurry up. Did you click it?
Nope.